Hey guys, it's Tony here, and I'm doing a brand new series on my channel here, and I've been wanting to do top 10s for the systems that I own and the games that I own. Okay, I'm actually probably going to do a separate series where it's just games that I want for the system, like top 10 games I want. And today I put away some Atari games that I just picked up recently, and this series kind of popped into my head, and I'm like, man, I want to do this. One of the reasons I started this channel was kind of like this. I know everybody and their dog does top 10s, but I've done top 10s before YouTube, and I mean, honestly, I've done it since like middle school, just to be completely honest, with gaming. And I would do like, oh, my top 10 favorite games of all time. My top favorite games on the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. That's when 64 was out, when I was in middle school, okay? But I kind of wanted to do that same thing this time in video format. So anyway, the rules are for my top 10s, I have to own the game, and I had to have some kind of a connection to the game, okay? And I am first going to start off with, and this is the game system I started with. A lot of people in the 80s started with this game system, maybe the NES, but we were not well off when I was very young, growing up. But my mom and dad had an Atari 2600, and I still remember to this day playing that thing on my black and white TV in my room that I shared with my brother. And I can remember getting up early on purpose for school to play that thing. And I played that before I even knew a Nintendo existed. I was born in 1985. So probably the first 3 years, I don't remember much of my life. But right around 4 or 5-ish, I kind of have some memories of playing games, the Atari. And obviously I didn't know about the Nintendo yet. I kind of got to know about it when I got a little bit older. My friends, my neighbors actually had a Nintendo. They're the ones that introduced Nintendo to me. And then I begged my parents to buy one. And actually we got Super NES first, then a Nintendo. Weird, right? But I'll save that story for another time. The Atari 2600 holds a very, very special place in my heart. I still collect it to this day, and I still enjoy the games. And the really cool thing that I do with the 2600, I'm a teacher, school teacher, and in summer school, I teach 5th grade, and in the afternoon, we have what are called electives, and we can do some fun non-curricular, I'm not going to say not educational, but non-curricular activities. And every year, I've been teaching this particular class for the past 4 years. My first year, I didn't do it, but it's called Computer Fun and Games. And my kids, basically, they sign up because they get to have some computer time. But they don't know that I make it more than that. I kind of put in a little bit of video game history for them. And what I do is, I try to pick the most popular games to try to hit it so that they can experience the Atari 2600. And I also pop in some like obscure games too. But what I do is I bring in my Atari. I get principal permission every single year. The principals are really cool, by the way, by letting me do this. But like I said, I try to bring in the most popular titles from the era. A few, like how you're never going to play that or never going to really see that unless you start researching. And I also put in my favorite games, regardless of if they're popular or not. But every year, gotta go through the same little routine. I love seeing these kids' face. Even the kids that have no care in the world about video games. And they eat it up. They love it. They're curious. They want to see it. They want to see maybe what their grandparents played or their parents played. Yeah, these kids are pretty young, okay? And I love it. It's fun. I also bring my NES in the next week. But what I do, I show them I do a demo of the games that I brought in. Like, this is how you play it. These are the graphics. What do you guys think? And I always tell this story that I have the worst game of all time. You know, this is the absolute worst game of all time, kids. And I just go on this I explain the story of Atari, which it wasn't just ET cards. And I make that very, very clear. I tell them that this game is so bad they had to bury it. Do you guys want to see ET? And most of the kids know what ET is, or should. And they're like, I'm not even kidding. Most of the kids are chanting, E.T., E.T., E.T. And then I pop the game in, and they're like, oh. And it's about a group of about 20 or so kids, or 25 kids. And there's always like one or two that have actually played the game, which surprises me, okay? And they describe it to me before I pop it in, so I know that they've played it. And the kids are like, you fall in a hole and what do? You get put in jail and what do you do? And they love it. They're just like, wow, really? In my opinion, E.T. is not the worst game of all time. I'll get to my top 10 worst games of all time. I don't want to spoil that, but it's on the N64. Anyway, enough yammering. Otherwise, this video is going to be an hour long, and I don't want to do that. So these are my top 10 Atari games, and I picked up this really cool case about 2 years ago. It holds 8 games. That's it. I actually could have bought more, but I was actually buying some other games. And I'm just going to keep these games in here, because these are my favorite. And let's get into it here. So my number 10, I'm not going to make a big fancy pants top 10, number 10. Okay, number 9, I'm not going to do that. Maybe eventually, when my skills get better. And Stevie, I just revealed number 10. Stevie, you're going to have to help me out with editing, buddy. Okay, here's number 10. Outlaw. And it actually looks like, like Outlaw Josie Wales on there, if you look at it. And this game, right here, it's fun. And played a lot of multiplayer with this particular game. And I just remember a lot of fond memories with my brother. A lot of fond memories playing and trying to basically ricochet the bullet. You can change the modes and stuff and try to shoot through that cactus. Okay, it was a lot of fun. I don't really have a whole lot more to say about it, so that's why it's number 10. And I swear, I haven't looked at this in a long time. That guy right here without the hat looks like Josie Wales. Clint Eastwood, that's cool. Number 9, Miss Pac-Man. And this one, I don't really have a cool story about it. I do have Pac-Man, obviously. I need Pac Jr. I just really like this version. I love, obviously the arcade is superior. The arcade is preferred, but this is like really well done, and I've enjoyed it. I've actually played a lot more as an adult than a kid, and sometimes that happens. Your favorite games, new favorite games, develop over time. And I played this a lot with my kids in summer school, and they're like, "That's not bad, Mr. Senor." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Even the graphics are pretty good." So now at number 8, I guess, Sword Quest. And there's actually, this is Fire World, and I have Earth World. I don't have Water World. That'd be pretty radical. And Air World, there's demos out there supposedly, prototypes, but I don't know. I'm not as knowledgeable about Atari as I am like about NES or SNES, but I'd put Earthworld next to this, but I played this more than I played Earthworld, and this is, in my opinion, really fun. Okay, Adventure's great, but I just remember playing this a lot and being intrigued by it. I never beat it, never got those secret words. It's too young to do the contest. Number 7. And this is one of those games that I've just played the living crap out of with my brother and my friends. And the co-op is really, the battles are really good. And I have probably played this, it's up there with like the most played Atari game that I own. And that's, I will refrain, it's Combat. Okay, on the Atari 2600. If you don't know what I'm referring to, Angry Video Game Nerd, Pat the NES Punk. Check out their video on the Nintendo World Championships, and you'll know what I'm talking about. It's pretty funny. It's one of my most memorable scenes with AVG and Pat. Next, and the only reason that this ranks higher than Combat for me personally is that I could pop this game in right now and I could pop any of these games in and have fun with them right now, but I could pop this game in right now and just have a ball with it. And every year, every summer school, this is like either 1 or 2 most played games that I bring in, and I always play my students, and it depends on who it is. If I know they're a little ornery mess, I'll play them like I'd play anybody. If they're like a nice little girl who just wants to play, I'll be nice. Okay? But it's basketball, and the Atari came out with a bunch of sports games. Bowling is good too. The baseball game is really good. I love that one. Football, I like that. But basketball is really good, okay? And I just enjoy it. It's a great game. Next, and this is the game that I would play, and guys, these games are like from my childhood, when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So that's really cool. These are like the oldest games I own. These are the games that I've had the longest in my life in my collection. It's crazy. To have something like this that I played before I went to school in like kindergarten or first grade or second grade. But this is a Air Sea Battle, and I love this game. It's so good. I mean, I prefer like the battleships. The planes are okay. I prefer that. And it's just like a competitive game. Really, really fun. I love Air Sea Battle. I played my brother and we played this a lot. And it's great. Okay, it's really good. This is like number 1 for my kids that play in summer school. They play this the most. It's a great game. Next, and once again, all these games usually, except for a exception of like 2 in here, I played with my brother, I played with my friends growing up. So it's kind of like sentimental, nostalgic, all that stuff. But my next game is video pinball. And there's just something about it. I got my Atari. I have all the flashbacks except for one, like Atari flashback number 1. I have all the other ones except for the last one that came out too, because it didn't really justify spending $40 for like most of the games I already owned physical copies of. But when I got my flashback for the first time and this was on there, I played this the most. I love video pinball. It's just so classic to me. The balls are squares, and they just seeing that going up, and then seeing the little Atari symbols and the play field, and man, it's just so classic. It's so good to me. Next, and I did not play this game until I was in high school. And I was one of the only weirdos in high school that still played Atari games. I invited my friends over. I tried to even invite girls over. And, oh, let's play some Atari. Let's have a party. Let's play Atari. Let's play NES or something, Trying to be, like, cool and hip. But I picked this up late. I think I was a senior in high school. And it's Wizard of War. And the arcade game is phenomenal. I didn't play the arcade game till recent, really. But this game is phenomenal. It's so good. It's so good either to play co-op. You can even play competitive if you want. Just depending on how you want to do it. But it's just so good, and like the arcade talks to you and stuff. This one does not, obviously, but this game, it's superb. Okay, this could have been my number 1, but there's a couple that trump that. And next, this game is so silly, and I've never beaten it. I should probably sit down and try to beat it or get a high score. You can't. I don't think you can beat it. You can get a high score though. It's just so funny, and I love it. It's just like, and I have it complete in box. It's Haunted House. Look at that. Look at that artwork. Look at that spider and the bat. That bat's just so classic to me. Look at that. That's so cheesy. And the game is so cheesy. I mean, you're just like you're just a pair of eyes. And you can light up a match or a flame, and it's so crazy. You'd have to play it for yourself. A lot of fun times with my brother where anytime a monster would kill us, that sound and the eyes go wild. My brother and I we love that every single time. Even if we saw it like 30 times that day, we'd laugh about it. Love Haunted House. Such a good game. And my number 1, without a shadow of a doubt. This is my all-time favorite game on the system. Not just for nostalgic reasons, but overall gameplay, in my opinion. It is a hidden gem. 100% of the way. And I actually just got a label upgrade for this, and my cart was not working. So I got a label upgrade and I got a working copy. But this is the one from my childhood. Okay. Solaris. Solaris is so good. And I'm going to track down this game complete in box. I have the manual, I just need the box. But this game is so good. I can just remember playing this game for hours upon hours upon hours. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to show my summer school kids this game in years past because I had trouble with the cart for some reason. But now I'm going to be able to with my cart upgrade and it being working. And I did play it and it works. But Solaris, guys, just the gameplay, it's almost like an open world. Okay? And exploration, almost like, dare I say it, No Man's Sky, just a little bit. But you travel from planet to planet, you rescue people, you can fuel up, you have to fight enemies, and you have like a map where you travel. It's so good. My brother and I, we played this and we were just amazed. The graphics are phenomenal. They just stand out. And yeah, this is a late release game. It came out in 86. I don't know if it came out on PC, but it came out in 86. And I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about the history of this game, but I don't care. It's excellent. It's superb. I mean, I'll be saying that about all my number one games. And there's always a story. There's always something behind my number one game. And I can just remember playing this on Christmas Day, or, you know, we have a snow day, or it's like holiday break, or it's the weekend. And this would be one of the games that we'd play the most. Okay. So that's my top 10. I didn't number all of them. Okay, but if you watch this video in order, that's my number choice for top 10. Hey guys, I do enjoy your comments, and I'm wanting some more subscribers. I will be doing some top 10s. I might do a top 10 once a month. I'm gonna be live streaming or doing a video every Sunday, and these randomly. And my friend Stevie, who you guys will know through a video in the near future, he's helping me edit. And I still have in the queue, so to speak, my videos from, we went to Atomo, Iowa, met Walter Day, Billy Mitchell, all those guys. And also we went to the Missouri Game Con. And I hope to have those up and going soon. We're going to be doing something with that. Some interviews with those who went, just to kind of help explain and narrate the video. So hey guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Weekend's almost here for me. My school year has been, so far, this is a full week in. So far, it's been a really good start for me. I've been really busy, but I'm really connecting with my kids this year, like more so than I ever have. And one of the things that, and I'll close with this, one of the things that we talked about before we started the school year was that be kind to your students. Be kind. And that's really stuck with me. And not only with my students, but parents, teachers, even myself, my wife. Be kind. My mom and my dad, friends, be kind. And really, that's really touched me. And it's very simple. But guys, there's a lot of hate, a lot of darkness in this world, and a lot of bad stuff going on. And if we can just do our part to be kind every single day to somebody, whether we're in a bad mood or not, or having a good day or bad day, it's going to make this life better, okay, for you and for others. So anyway, I'll quit philosophizing, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.